What if the real reason you can't lose weight has nothing to do with calories, carbs, or willpower, and everything to do with a single hormone almost everyone ignores? Imagine this: 99% of people try diet after diet, but their bodies never switch into true fat burning mode. Not because they're doing something wrong, but because no one ever told them about the hidden fat locking switch inside their own body. Today, you're going to discover it. Most people believe weight loss is all about eating less and moving more. But what if I told you there's a quiet chemical in your blood that decides whether your body stores fat or burns it every hour of every day? And what if changing the way this hormone behaves could make fat loss feel easier, smoother, and faster without punishing workouts or starving yourself? In the next few minutes, you'll learn a simple insulin-based trick that most people have never heard of. A trick that helps your body stabilize hunger, reduce cravings, and finally unlock stubborn fat. This isn't some complicated diet hack or expensive supplement. It's a simple shift in how you treat your body, one that could change the way you think about weight loss forever. And here's why you should keep watching until the end, because the truth about insulin is rarely explained in plain language. Most people don't know how it really works. They don't know that this hormone controls hunger signals, energy crashes, belly fat storage, and even mood swings. They don't know that when insulin spikes too often, your body shuts down fat burning completely. And they definitely don't know how easy it can be to bring insulin back under control with just a few simple changes. Today, you'll learn how insulin works in the simplest way possible. You'll learn how everyday foods you might think are harmless, can silently push your insulin up and sabotage your progress. You'll learn why some people stay hungry even after big meals, why others gain weight even when they eat healthy, and why some diets fail before they even begin. You'll discover the hidden connection between your meals, your hormones, and your fat burning switch. But more importantly, you'll learn a practical trick you can start using today. A trick that helps your body lower insulin naturally so it can finally tap into stored fat. No extreme dieting, no endless gym routines, just a smarter, more scientific way to help your body do what it already wants to do: burn fat efficiently. And here's the part most people never hear: your body is not fighting against you, it's following signals. When insulin is high, the signal says store fat. When insulin drops, the signal says burn fat. Once you understand this signal, and once you learn how to control it instead of letting it control you, everything about weight loss becomes clearer, easier, and far more achievable. That's why this video matters, because once you understand the truth behind insulin, you'll see weight loss differently. You'll notice patterns in your cravings. You'll understand why certain foods make you tired, why you can't stop snacking at night, or why you feel hungry even after a full day of eating. And most importantly, you'll understand what your body has been trying to tell you all along. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use this insulin trick to kickstart fat loss, avoid hidden pitfalls, and finally take control of your weight in a natural, healthy way. You'll walk away with knowledge. Most people never learn knowledge that could make your journey smoother and far more effective. So get ready, because within the next few minutes, you're going to see weight loss from a completely new angle, a smarter angle, a science-backed angle. And once you apply what you learn here, you might be surprised by how quickly your body responds. Welcome to the channel, where we break down powerful health truths in simple, practical language. If you're ready to learn things that can transform your body and your life, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let's get started. Insulin is one of the most powerful hormones in your body, yet almost no one thinks about it. Think of insulin like a key. Every time you eat, especially when you eat carbs or sugar, your body breaks that food down into glucose. your main source of energy. But glucose can't enter your cells on its own. It waits outside like someone standing at a locked door. Insulin is the key that unlocks that door, allowing sugar to move inside the cells where it can be used for fuel. But here's where things get interesting. Insulin doesn't just unlock doors. It also acts like a switch that controls whether your body burns fat or stores it. When insulin levels are high, your body gets a message. We have plenty of energy coming in. Store excess as fat. It doesn't matter how much you worked out earlier or how well you ate last week. High insulin turns off fat burning instantly. Your body will always burn the sugar first. Fat becomes off limits. On the other hand, when insulin stays low, something completely different happens. Your body suddenly has permission to tap into its fat reserves for energy. You start burning the fat you've already stored. This isn't a diet trick or a fitness myth. This is how your biology works. Your fat cells don't open until insulin drops. Imagine two switches in your body, store mode and burn mode. Every time you eat something that spikes insulin, you flip into store mode. Your body focuses on packing away energy. But when you go long enough without insulin spikes, the switch flips back into burn mode. Your body becomes more efficient, more stable, and less hungry. You feel more energetic because you're finally using stored fat as fuel. Most people don't realize how fast insulin can rise. Even small snacks, sugary drinks, or a handful of processed food can send insulin up. And once it rises, it can stay up for hours. That's why some people feel hungry soon after eating. Their insulin stays high, blocking fat burning and forcing the body to demand more quick fuel. It becomes a cycle: eat, spike, crash, repeat. But when insulin stays low for longer periods, your body becomes calmer. Cravings quiet down, energy stays steady, and weight loss becomes more natural because the fat burning switch stays on. Understanding this switch is like understanding the secret operating system of your body. It explains why some days you feel hungry nonstop and other days you barely think about food. It explains why you gain weight easily during certain habits and why fat loss feels effortless once insulin is under control. Insulin matters more for weight loss than most people realize because it quietly controls whether your body stores fat or burns it. When insulin levels rise, even just a little, your body shifts into storage mode. It begins packing away energy, especially around the belly, hips, and thighs. High insulin doesn't just encourage fat storage. It makes it almost impossible for your body to access the fat you already have. It's like locking away your fuel source and throwing the key somewhere you can't reach. You might be eating less, you might be exercising more, but as long as insulin is high, fat burning slows down dramatically. Now, picture what happens when insulin spikes again and again throughout the day. A sugary breakfast, a snack before lunch, a high carb meal, a sweet drink in the afternoon. Each one sends insulin rising, and each spike pushes your body deeper into storage mode. These constant jumps in insulin don't just affect your waistline, they create hunger waves. You eat, insulin shoots up, your blood sugar rises, then drops, leaving you tired, foggy, and craving more sugar. It becomes a cycle of eating, crashing, and wanting more food. Dieting feels impossible because your body keeps begging for quick energy, even when you're trying to cut down. And then there's the silent problem almost no one talks about: insulin resistance. This happens when your cells stop listening to insulin properly. Instead of opening up and letting glucose in, they resist. Your body panics and produces even more insulin to force the sugar into the cells. Over time, insulin levels stay higher and higher, even when you're not eating much. This makes weight loss incredibly difficult because the fat burning switch is stuck in the off position. Your body is flooded with insulin, constantly receiving the message to store fat and hold on to energy. Insulin resistance also creates bigger hunger, deeper cravings, and stubborn weight gain. People often blame themselves for lacking discipline, when the truth is that their hormones are out of balance and working against them. This explains why two people can eat the same meal, but only one gains weight. It explains why some people always feel hungry even after eating a full plate of food. It explains why fat clings to certain parts of the body no matter how hard you try to lose it. Understanding how insulin affects weight isn't just interesting, it's the missing piece in most people's fat loss journey. Once you see how insulin shapes hunger, energy, and fat storage, everything about weight loss starts to make sense. The real insulin trick isn't a secret supplement or a magic drink. It's about choosing foods that keep insulin calm instead of pushing it into panic mode. When you eat foods that digest slowly, like low carb options, low glycemic choices, and fiber rich meals, your insulin rises gently instead of spiking. That gentle rise is powerful. It keeps your energy steady, your hunger stable, and your body far more willing to burn stored fat. High fiber foods, in particular, act like a brake on sugar absorption. They slow everything down, giving your body time to process nutrients without flooding your system with insulin. This alone makes fat loss easier because your body spends more time in a low insulin, fat burning state. A big part of this trick is reducing the foods that overwhelm your system. Refined carbs and sugars hit your bloodstream fast, forcing insulin to jump quickly. White bread, pastries, sugary snacks, sweet drinks. These cause the kind of spike that switches your body straight into storage mode. The moment you eat something like this, your body locks fat away and refuses to burn it. But when you swap those foods for whole grains, fiber-rich vegetables, nuts, seeds, and balanced meals with protein and healthy fats, everything changes. These foods digest slower, raise insulin less, and keep your hunger under control. Your body gets a slow release of energy rather than a sudden burst that leads to cravings and crashes. It's not about eating less, it's about choosing smarter. But food isn't the only piece of this trick. Your lifestyle plays a huge role in how your body handles insulin. Regular movement, even gentle movement, helps your muscles use sugar more efficiently. When you walk, stretch, lift light weights, or simply move your body throughout the day, your cells become more responsive to insulin. This means your body needs less insulin to handle the same amount of food. Lower insulin, better energy, easier fat burning. It's a chain reaction your body loves. Even a short daily walk can improve insulin sensitivity. Your muscles act like sponges, soaking up blood sugar without needing high levels of insulin. And when insulin stays lower, your fat-burning switch stays on for longer. This is why some people lose weight more easily when they combine smarter eating with simple daily activity. Their insulin stays steady, their cravings drop, their energy rises, and their body finally gets a chance to burn the fat it's been holding on to for years. Most people trying to lose weight don't actually have a discipline problem. They have an insulin problem they don't even know exists. And the biggest mistake begins with how often they eat. Many people graze all day without thinking about it. A quick breakfast loaded with carbs, a sugary coffee, a snack before lunch, another one after lunch, then something sweet in the evening. Each of those moments forces insulin to rise. Even small snacks can trigger a spike. And when insulin is up all day long, your body never gets a break. It never gets a chance to burn stored fat because it's constantly being told to store energy instead. People think they're eating just a little, but insulin sees every bite. Another huge mistake is relying only on calorie counting. Many people believe that as long as they stay under a certain calorie number, weight loss will happen automatically. But your body doesn't work like a calculator, it works like a chemistry lab. Two meals with the same number of calories can have completely different effects on insulin. A donut and a bowl of vegetables might share similar calorie counts, but one sends your insulin sky high while the other keeps it stable. When people ignore insulin, they often feel confused and frustrated. They hit their calorie goals, but the scale doesn't move. They feel hungry all the time. They feel tired. They blame themselves, when the real problem is the hormonal response happening behind the scenes. Food quality is another thing most people never consider. They cut calories but keep eating highly processed foods, sugary snacks, flavored drinks, or refined carbs. Even if these foods fit into a calorie limit, they can still cause massive insulin spikes. And those spikes don't care about your calorie deficit. They push your body into fat storage mode anyway. Someone might think, I'm eating less than before. Why am I not losing weight? The answer often sits in the types of foods they choose. Processed foods digest quickly, dump sugar into the bloodstream, and force insulin to rise fast, and often natural foods digest slower, keep insulin calm, and help your body stay balanced. These mistakes create a loop many people get trapped in. They eat the wrong foods too frequently, rely only on calorie math, and ignore the hormonal signals controlling fat storage. They try harder, but their bodies are working against them because insulin stays high all day. And until that cycle breaks, progress feels slow, frustrating, and unfair, no matter how much effort they put in. Using the insulin trick is simpler than most people expect. And it starts with the kinds of carbs you choose. When you swap refined carbs and sugars for low glycemic fiber rich foods, your insulin stays calmer. Foods like vegetables, berries, beans, lentils, oats, and whole grains digest slowly and release sugar into your bloodstream at a steady pace. That slow release is everything. It prevents big insulin spikes, keeps your hunger under control, and gives your body more time in fat burning mode. You don't have to remove carbs completely, just choose the ones that don't overwhelm your system. The next step is pairing those carbs with protein or healthy fats. This may sound small, but it changes how your body handles a meal. When you combine carbs with foods like eggs, chicken, fish, nuts, seeds, avocado, or olive oil, your body absorbs sugar more slowly. Instead of flooding your bloodstream, the carbs trickle in. This means insulin rises gently instead of spiking. A piece of bread alone hits your system fast. But bread with eggs or peanut butter is processed more calmly. This simple pairing helps you feel full longer, reduces cravings, and keeps your energy stable throughout the day. Exercise plays a huge role too, and it doesn't require extreme gym sessions. Your muscles act like engines that burn sugar. When you walk, lift light weights, or do any moderate movement, your muscles soak up glucose more efficiently. This makes your body more sensitive to insulin, meaning it needs less insulin to process the same amount of food. Even a 10-minute walk after meals can make a big difference. It helps your body clear sugar from your bloodstream faster and keeps insulin from staying elevated for too long. People who move consistently, even in small ways, often lose weight faster because their bodies handle insulin better. Another powerful step is giving your insulin time to drop between meals. Most people snack without thinking. A bite here, a sip there, a quick sweet treat at night. It all counts. Every snack triggers a small insulin release, and those constant spikes prevent fat burning from ever turning on. When you avoid frequent snacking and skip late night sugars, your insulin finally gets a chance to fall. And when insulin falls, fat burning rises. This doesn't require strict fasting, just spacing your meals enough for your body to catch up. Even a 3 to 4 hour break between meals can help your body stay in balance. When you put all these steps together, smarter carbs, balanced meals, gentle movement, and fewer spikes, you give your body the perfect environment to use insulin wisely and burn fat more naturally. When you start using this insulin trick, the first thing you'll notice isn't rapid weight loss. It's that everything begins to feel easier. Your body stops fighting you. Instead of waking up hungry or crashing in the middle of the afternoon, you start feeling more stable. Your energy becomes smoother throughout the day because your blood sugar isn't rising and falling like a roller coaster anymore. This calmness is one of the earliest signs that insulin is finally dropping and letting your body operate the way it's supposed to. For many people, this alone feels like a breakthrough because they've spent years battling cravings, low energy, and endless hunger. Soon after, you'll start noticing fewer cravings. That desperate urge for something sweet after meals begins to fade. The habit of reaching for snacks out of boredom or stress slowly loosens its grip. That sharp feeling of, I need to eat right now, becomes rare. And it's not because you're forcing yourself to avoid food, it's because your hormones are finally on your side. When insulin stays steady, your hunger signals calm down. You stay full longer after meals, and your appetite levels start to feel predictable rather than chaotic. This shift makes sticking to your routine feel effortless instead of exhausting. As the days turn into weeks, your body begins to access its stored fat more easily. This is where the physical changes start becoming noticeable because insulin isn't blocking fat burning anymore. Your body begins drawing energy from the places it has stored it the longest. You may notice your belly feels a little flatter in the morning. Your clothes may start fitting differently, especially around areas like the stomach, hips, and thighs. These stubborn spots become easier to shrink because your body can finally reach the fuel that was locked away for years. The fat that used to cling no matter how hard you tried suddenly becomes more responsive. Don't expect dramatic overnight transformation. What you'll see is gradual, steady progress. The kind that lasts, the scale may move slowly at first, but your body composition changes in the background. You'll feel lighter even before you look lighter. Your face may appear less puffy, your digestion smoother, your sleep deeper. And all of this happens because your body is no longer overwhelmed by constant insulin spikes. Instead, it runs in a calmer, cleaner rhythm that supports fat loss naturally. Bit by bit, the stubborn weight you've struggled with finally starts to melt, not because you're starving yourself, but because your biology is finally working the way it should. Before you go any further, there's something important you need to understand about this insulin trick. It works, but it isn't magic. It won't cancel out overeating or erase the effects of a high-calorie diet. Even when insulin is under control, your body still follows the basic rule of energy balance. If you consistently eat more calories than your body uses, fat loss will slow down or stop altogether. The insulin trick makes weight loss easier, smoother, and more natural, but it doesn't give you a free pass to eat without limits. Think of it as a powerful tool, not a shortcut that replaces common sense. And here's the reality many people overlook. Every body is different. Your age, your metabolism, your hormone levels, and your medical history all play a role. If you have insulin resistance, PCOS, prediabetes, thyroid problems, or other underlying issues, your progress may move at a different pace. You might lose weight slower than someone else, or you might notice that cravings take longer to fade. That doesn't mean the insulin trick isn't working. It simply means your body needs more time to reset and respond. Some people see changes within days, others within weeks. Your biology decides the timeline, not your willpower. This is why comparing yourself to others can be misleading. Two people can follow the exact same plan and get completely different results. One person might drop weight quickly because their body responds fast to insulin control. Another might lose inches slowly because their body is healing years of hormone imbalance. The scale isn't the only sign of progress. Better energy, fewer cravings, improved sleep, a calmer appetite, and more stable moods are all signs your insulin is finally settling down. These shifts are just as important as the number you see in the mirror. What truly determines success with this method is consistency, not perfection, consistency. Smart food choices most of the time. Slower carbs instead of fast ones. Balanced meals. Daily movement, even if it's just walking, giving your body breaks between meals so insulin can fall. These small habits add up. They stack on each other day after day until your biology begins to shift. What feels difficult at first becomes automatic. And once your body adapts, fat loss becomes easier because the internal environment is finally working with you, not against you. The insulin trick is powerful, but only when you stick with it long enough for your body to react. If you give it time, if you stay patient, and if you stay consistent, the changes can be deeper and more lasting than any crash diet you've tried before. So now you can see why insulin control is the secret lever most people never think about. It quietly decides whether your body stores fat or burns it. And once you learn how to keep it steady, the whole weight loss process becomes simpler and more natural. Instead of fighting cravings, energy crashes, and stubborn fat, you start working with your body instead of against it. So try paying attention to insulin, not just calories. Make a few small changes, stay consistent, and watch how your body responds. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel for more simple science-based health tips. And tell us in the comments, have you ever tried managing your insulin for weight loss? Let's talk about it below.